Okay, I hope it's worked this time. I've think I've figured things out, but I'm having to write things down at the same time so that I remember for the next time. But I'm hoping now we're live. If anybody is in the chat, send me a message just to make sure that I can actually hear me. Okay, and everything looks okay. I'm going to continue with this filling in the blank spaces. We're turning over and we're going to continue. Last time we was on purple violet, and this is just basically for me to get used to live streams so that eventually when I bring this content to you, I'll have a better idea of what I'm actually doing. Oh, that's the plan. 138, 136. See, I was that messed up trying to sort out what's going on next. I've not sorted out the pencils that I need. 173. Well, it looks like I might even have them in the wrong order, which isn't a good start, really. 173. 171. So it doesn't look like we're going to be in the right order with these pencils, because somebody put this little sheet together and they're not in the right place. Don't know who that could have been. I'm just wondering if I've got the wrong page. Oh yeah, it's page 1. My fault. So page 2, that's page 2. Right. Normal people would have printed it on the same page so that you didn't get mixed up. So we're on blue violet. So it was the page that was wrong, not the actual pencils. Okay, so we're on blue violet and we're on 137. I'm just going to check on the YouTube page because I can't actually see any chat coming up at the minute, or if there's any people in the actual live. I'm not sure which screen I'm supposed to click on to view that information. So I'm clicking on the actual link and it's saying we couldn't process your video, please try again later. Yeah, I've just checked on my phone to make sure it's actually coming up on live streaming with yeah, it's coming up as live stream. I'm just going to send myself a message from my other account just to make sure it's actually coming through, because I'd hate for people to be typing away if there are anybody in here and me not actually get the messages. So yeah, okay. Get the messages, it's just the people are not here yet. Okay, let's start. We're on 137 and we're on blue violet. Now with these pencils, what I've done is done it straight out of the box. Really, I like a lot sharper point on this because we're sort of doing like a transition to as a gradient. I want to get the lightest colours that I can out of it at the same time. I did mention in the last live that I'd take the Cricut machine off my desk so I'd have more room to work in, because I do like to. I do prefer to have my arm actually on the page. I have put do not disturb on my phone, but it's still coming through as notifications. Okay, so just building that layer up now. You can see like a mixture of purples and blues in this one. It's not just, doesn't seem to be like one colour. That was something I was concerned about with the hard pencils. You get these little flakes coming off, and if you don't pick it up correctly, you can end up putting a line across your work. Right, so let's build it up. And I've not pressed record on the other camera. So much going on. Let's start that. It will be organised one day. Promise. How soon that day will be, can't tell you, because I don't know myself. Trying to turn my mic on the other camera, but it's not working for some reason. No. Okay, just have to go with its normal camera mic. It's just so I can line it up when I do an actual video on these. For colouring purposes and more art-based rather than lives. So I decided, whilst doing this, that when I come to finish the full lot of the pages, I'm actually going to go over it with the white pencil. Actually, no, I'll split it into thirds and I'll keep one as it is, go over white with the other one, and over the colourless blender with the other one, and then that way it gives me an idea of what the actual blending techniques will look like, because I'm already doing the burnishing process by pressing quite hard on this pencil, but I wanted to build up the layer before I go in and press that bit harder, and that way it's more of a smooth transition to the other colour, sorry, the other shade of this colour. Hi, kits and bit scale. Hi, greetings. Lovely for you to drop in. If you don't mind, if it's something you're comfortable with, if you want to drop your name, I'm not great at names remembering for another time, but through this stream I should be okay. They're normal pencils. These are Faber Castell Polychromos coloured pencils. I've got a couple of different boxes of pencils that I need to do the swatches for before I actually start doing the artwork that I'm planning. And I always find this good practice just to get them put down, so I can just refer back to them quick. I did have the smaller version of this. It's quite a small pack, I think 12. I haven't got them to hand. And I really liked them for detail work. So I wanted to get a full set so I don't have to mix the colours as much. It's not being lazy as such, it's just when you've got a bigger picture to do, you don't want to be spending so long on a tiny little piece. You want to try and get in, rather than colour mix, you want to get in with the right pencil and just build it up with the shades of that colour. Hi Tam, I have seen you on other lives. I'm not sure if it was Tuber's Chat or one of the other YouTubers that are dropping on. I have seen a couple of your videos as well, but at the moment I can't remember exactly. I know it was something to do with scale modelling, but I don't really remember much more than that, because I try and drop in on as many people as I can in the community, just to show the support. But it's life gets in the way, especially the last couple of weeks. I've been planning my children's 18th birthday and driving them here, there, and everywhere to do different things, shopping trips, oh God, events, different things going on. So the last couple of weeks, I've not spent as much time on YouTube. I've done editing on older videos, but I wanted to get these coloured pencils this project done, because I actually filmed unboxing them quite a few months ago, and that's why I'm trying these lives with something really, really simple. Amanda's, yeah, fantastic. She's amazing. She's really funny. She's not been on recently though. I've missed her. I do always try and pop over if I'm still awake, because the time zone difference does make a bit of an issue for me with fellow friends in different countries. It's currently 4:10 p.m. here in the UK. What time is it where you're from? Some of the conversations are jumping back in my head, Tam, from I do remember you from Amanda's streams now. You've got quite a bit of banter with her. There's all these channel names flying around, and it's difficult to remember or to link the person's name up with the account. But I mean, depending on what people's interests are, even if like with Amanda's channel, I wasn't really into crochet, but it was her and her presence and the fun that she was sort of delivering in the chat, and her actually taking time to chat to people rather than just you know scrolling past comments. That's what I like about any channels that I have a look at, is the actual interaction. There's plenty of live streams that I've dropped in and mentioned or left comments, and obviously the bigger YouTubers, you don't get chance to speak to the actual people, but it's good to get to know who you're actually watching. And them are the live streams that I tend to stick by. 4:10, yeah, it is a yeah. Have banter with everyone. Archbishop of Banterbury. Love that. Oh, that's funny. Well, hopefully we can build a bit of a banter up between us as I'm getting used to these lives. I tried the live for the first time yesterday and everything went horribly wrong with the software. The video and the filming and all that kind of stuff went okay. I wasn't really happy with it, but for the first time it was okay. But it was what was going on, the same as today, of actually getting these live streams set up and softwares that I've never used. And I think until you actually start doing them, you don't know what you're actually doing. I've tried to plan it for a few weeks now, putting different pages and overlays and all sorts in place on this one operating system, and then when it actually comes to the crunch of actually doing the lives, nothing was working at all, and I ended up just downloading StreamYard just to have it done under because it's easier to use. I did tell you to drop me a message and I'd guide you through it. Oh, right, yeah. I knew somebody did, and I couldn't remember who it was. Like I say, I drop into so many different lives to try and support young channels, not young channels, small channels, um, to try and sort of share their lives out and just build a bit of a community up. But I don't always remember who I've spoke to. I do take screenshots of some of these comments, and then I always forget to actually look at the comments. Go back on my screenshots. I think I've got an actual folder just full of screenshots of information, but not just the YouTube chats, but everything. Luckily, I've got two reminders. My children are always saying, "Mum, have you forgot this bit? Mum, have you forgot that bit?" And it does come back. It's just not always in the moment that I need the information. I even started having a look at Discord because somebody mentioned Discord to me. Oh my God, no. It's it looks quite complicated to me. Very complicated to me. Maybe when I know what I'm doing a bit more on other things, but learning how to edit and film and live streams and all the rest of it, it's quite. I didn't realise how much actually went into these channels. And I suppose you don't appreciate the work until you do the work yourself. That's definitely true. But yeah, it's a lot to do, especially doing that. I'm running a family in the house as a single parent as well is quite a lot. A learning curve for sure, streaming, but there are a lot of programs and services that do simplify it and make it easier, fortunately. Yeah, I'm currently at the minute using OBS, which again, it's not difficult, it just doesn't look as easy as others. Like I said, I downloaded StreamYard and pretty much went live straight away with that yesterday, and that was so much easier, so much user friendly, more user friendly. But it, yeah, I really wanted to do this OBS because there's so much more involved. What I'm thinking of maybe if I don't get this sorted, then I'll just use StreamYard until I get used to the actual live side of it and then look at the programmings behind it afterwards. Unless there's another one you can suggest. That StreamYard's actually quite expensive per month. I don't know if there's a free version, but it started charging me. I don't know if that's why it was so simple yesterday that I just literally set up the stream and press go live and it automatically connected. I've had so much problems with this OBS, like the microphone's not setting up on coming through and having to go into the computer settings and changing permissions and all that kind of stuff. Where the StreamYard one just seemed to pick it up and just do it. And that's a good thing to have. Just pick it up and do it. Because I don't have time to actually plan my lives so much. I really want to do it where I can go, right, I'm doing a live on such a day at such a time. But with the life that I've got at the minute, I can just do it as and when I can do it, which is why I'm doing something simple like this, just to get used to it. The live streams will be much more interesting than just colouring in boxes one day. But for now, this is just the process of me learning how to actually live stream. Because I've never even done anything more than a video call. I've done video calls to my kids and my parents, and that's about as much as I've done. Even the free version have more functionality than StreamYard paid versions. I'll have to have another look, because I was in a panic yesterday because nothing was working with this OBS. And I think I just signed up to, because loads of people have used it and it looked quite user friendly when I've had a quick sneak peek of it myself. I just, I think I just got took into paying for it in a panic. So I've got this month at least for, well, not for free because I've paid for it, but I've got this month on it and I'm thinking of maybe doing some like vertical lives through that if that's possible. Maybe have both of them running at the same time just so I can have more people come into the chat. Just to get me used to reading and doing at the same time. I'm not really keen on this colour, dark indigo. It's really muted. That's on the other page. It was all like vibrant and lovely and nice colours, but this one just seems a bit. I suppose I like nighttime colours. Maybe we could use them for them. Right, we're on the next tray. I'm gonna put them over on the other desk because I know I'll end up dropping them. And we'll go in with this next one and hopefully these line up. Just knock them all out while I'm at it. So this should be 247. Yay! At least something's going right. And at least I've got a live chatter in the room. Really appreciate you coming in, Tam. I will most certainly have a look if you do any lives. I know I'm subscribed to you, because I subscribe to anyone who drops the links in any of the chats. But I don't think I've watched a live. Definitely watched one or two of the videos, or at least gone on to them. Archbishop of Canterbury. I really like that. And it's not something that I've heard before either. Normally you go, yeah, I've heard that one. But no, I like that one. You sound quite a witty gentleman. Gentleman is time. Oh, I'm presuming it was from the lives. Not the lives, the videos that I've watched. You're welcome. I remember when I first started, I was sat there talking absolute pish to myself for hours and nobody watched. Yeah, that's the scary thing for me. I mean, obviously, just starting to film myself and just general talking whilst I'm doing stuff, sort of built up that level of I've got something to talk about whilst I'm doing. And my brain sort of goes off on a tangent a lot of the time anyway. And I end up talking about loads of different things that just pop into my head. It's actually quite difficult to stay on task. The only thing I need to learn how to sort of stop doing is because I know when I come to do editing, that's what takes a lot of my time out is taking them out. And yeah, you can do that like on I edit it through CapCut, and you can go into there and take all the out, but then that cuts the video up a bit and it looks very jerky. It's all very cut different, and I move quite a lot. Even though I'm only in a small area, I do generally swing on my chair and um, fidget. So yeah, it's when I come to actually do it and take the out myself, it's a lot smoother transition. It's a skill though, and I don't think people appreciate how hard it is to keep talking when nothing much is happening exactly. And in a way, it's lucky for me that I actually talk a lot more when I'm nervous. So my issue is I can talk now because I'm nervous. When I get a bit more comfortable in it, hopefully by then I'll have more people watching. Um, but when I'm nervous, I talk quite a lot. Um, but when I'm used to something like this, I'm hoping the nerve sort of stays there a little bit so that I are able to talk about things. But I'm hoping to do that. What Amanda does so fantastically is bounces off the people in the chat. But just the actual filming yourself, I mean, I was in the room on my own doing what I was doing, and just filming yourself is a it's a skill in my eyes anyway, because it takes so long to actually build that up. I think I was filming myself for a good 4 or 5 months of actually sitting there before and talking before I actually said, right, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Right, why is 144 down there? Yeah, it's the next one in. Let's have a look at what number that one is. Right, that one's not in the right order. We'll come back to that one in a bit. This one is Heloish Blue. No, Heloish Blue Reddish. Some weird numbers, some weird names. Do you know what? I don't even know if this camera's going to focus on something like that. Does that help? I see a lot of people doing that. I think I need to take the autofocus off for the next one. It's not showing. You can see it written here. It's Helio Blue Reddish. Amanda is so good because she has a mind in the gutter. She does. As do most people who watch her. That's why I stick around, because I find it quite funny. That's why we get on so well. Focus, yes. That's the story of my life. People have said focus. I do have ADHD, and I think that sort of comes with its benefits, especially around this side of things and being creative. But your mind does jump here, there, and everywhere. So focus is definitely a word I've heard quite a lot. Looks more like Chelsea blue, to be honest. Chelsea blue as in the football team. I'm not madly into football, my son is, so I've picked up a few little bits and pieces, but um yeah, his team, and I don't know, I made this deal with myself not to speak about religion, politics, or football, because it seems to get people's backs up when you talk about things. But I don't know enough about either of them, to be honest. So that's why I thought it'd just be easier not to include them. But his team is Liverpool. Don't know if that now means I've actually spoke about football. Chelsea blue was a colour before the football team, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm sure it probably was. Same with Chelsea boots. I wonder if they've sort of come from that programme. I never watched it, so I don't know much about it, but that Chelsea, I think it was like a reality TV show. Can't remember what it was called. Yeah, I think you was in the lives when Amanda was making the cactus. I thought that was so hilarious, and the amount of comments and skits and things that was talked about with the balls and all that lot. That was an amazing live stream. If I remember rightly, it was because it was the colour of the rich houses in Chelsea does. Yeah, yeah, it does. It sort of gives you that kind of rich kind of blue. Yeah, I'm wondering if the colours that I'm seeing, because I never even thought of that until now. I wonder if the colours that I'm actually seeing are. I know you can do colour grading and stuff like that, which I've not got into because I don't know enough about it. But if I'm doing art, especially with colours and things, it might be worth me looking into to make sure you're getting the same colours on your screen as what I'm seeing. But then would that be would that change with depending on what the viewer is actually looking at? Because their own screen will have their own colour. So maybe it's not something I'm bothered worth going into, but as long as the show up a blue looks like a blue and a red looks like a red, I'm sure it'll be okay. I don't know if it's possible, but I could do like a ping or something coming up on the screen saying there's a new one. I think Mayfair Blue, which looks similar to that, which is to the left, is called for the same reason. I've not actually heard of Mayfair Blue. I've heard of Chelsea Blue. I've heard of Mayfair Blue. Obviously, the board game. I think, if I remember rightly, blue is the colour for that and Park Lane. So that is the word name coloured gum. Let's have a look at the next one. It should be 143. And that's the one I've just had out, yeah. I think this is one of my favourites normally, anyway. Cobalt blue. Quite like cobalt blues normally, but this looks a bit pale. Let's have a look what it looks like on. See how much saturation we can get on it. I started doing a bit of crochet just because of Amanda. Started doing a blanket for my daughter. Well, really, it was just to crochet something square or something rectangled in rows. It didn't go quite well, but at least I started learning something new. Same colour as Monopoly. I like Monopoly when it's when you've got the time for it, but it takes too long. I think that's where I learnt a lot of my patience when I was younger, because we used to play board games quite a lot. Now I don't think kids would sit down and play something like that. Didn't have much more else to do in my younger days though. Board games, you didn't have video games very much. Or if you did, you had to have quite a lot in the bank to afford them. There's so much technology about now, and I was having this thought. about the technology side of things and the loss that, this generation are gonna lose out on. I think YouTube's really important, that if we're building communities up where it's not full of AIs and it is real humans, we're able to talk and chat without too many like political views and all that kind of stuff. Just friendly chat. That's what I like about Amanda's lives, is that you can just chat. No, there's no sort of like, oh, he said that and she shouldn't say that and all that kind of stuff. Having the same kind of mind frame as people in the room, or mind frame in the gutter, like you said. That's uh, that's a really good. It's a really good skill that she has. Apart from speaking to family, really, I don't get out and chat to other people. So this is my community that I'm hopefully building up of similar-minded people. I don't think I'll ever find someone with my mind, but similar-minded people. Wish I had the patience that people seem to think I have to make models. I really have zero patience at all. Yeah, but I don't know if you're like me at all. I'm similar with that with a lot of ways. I have patience with my children. I've sort of got quite a decent amount of patience with my children. I have to have with the kids I've got. Don't get me wrong, they're really good kids, but they test your patience. Let's just put it this way. Um, but I hyper focus on something too much and then end up not having the patience to do other things. Just make sure this is the right colour. Ultramarine 120. Ultramarine is a colour used quite a lot in acrylic paints, so I'm quite familiar with this colour. I think it'd be quite interesting putting the paint colours next to each other, next to the colouring pencils. Just coloured pencils take so long to actually fill in because you've got such a tiny point. I mean, you can use the side of the pencil, but it does take a longer time. With a paintbrush, you can just in a way. Unless you end up doing realism like me and end up spending, it's not hours, it's weeks and weeks of detailing. And that's why I wanted to do colour pencils, because you still have quite a lot of control with them. And I've done some coloured pencils before, but with limited colours. So I just wanted to broaden my stash. My hands are getting a bit crampy. I bought these from Temu. I've not tried them yet, so I'm just gonna. I'm gonna get a comment off your ear out of Tam about putting this on. I'm not doing a good job of it either. Oh God, it's too thick for the whole. Oh no, I'll leave that. The hyperfocus is hard. I started work at 9 yesterday, and before I knew it, it was 2 in the morning, and I hadn't eaten or gone to the toilet. Yeah, I do. You're autistic and ADHD too, right? Yeah, my son exactly the same. Um, it's a gift in a lot of ways, but yeah, you forget them silly little things like eating or going to the toilet. And then you realise you sat there and you're thinking, "Well, I'm bursting for the toilet," and you end up sitting in there for quite a while, evacuating. And that's just the wheeze. Making it too easy. I know. I'm glad to make it a bit more difficult. I'll have to think of some props that I can bring in as I'm doing these streams. And then if I see somebody from especially Amanda's channel, there's also another crocheter actually. I stick around a lot for her lives, because I think she's actually been in Amanda's lives a few times. She's called Crafty Witch. I think it's 232 or 32. No, it's 232. Crafty Witch 232. Her lives are similar, where she's a bit more calm than Amanda, but she's also can be just as funny and I won't say in the gutter, but she definitely has that kind of fun mindset, similar way. So yeah, I'm gonna have to whilst I do these things whilst I'm out shopping, I just sit there giggling to myself about a silly idea that I've had, but not have anybody to sort of share that silly idea with. So I can see me purchasing some bits and pieces as I'm going around the shops so they can put them on these lives because it can be quite funny when you actually share these things with other people. Okay, 140 light ultramarine. You need a horn so that every time you say something like it's too thick to go in the hole, you can squeeze it and say that's what she said. That's what my kids are always saying. Every time I say so, this is why I know um I have to watch what I'm actually saying because it's pretty. I don't know how many times I hear that during the day from my kids, especially my daughter. I'll say something, she goes, "That's what she said," and I'm like, God, either you're just dirty minded as a, she's 18 now, but whether she's just dirty minded and just says it anyway, or whether what I say doesn't come out in the right way. See, there you go again. Just said it. Come out again. Right. And I can actually hear her voice saying things now. When I say something, I hear her say, "That's what she said." Yeah, it might have to have a little pun, like a pun alarm or a pun bell or something. Pun bell. Might record her voice saying, "That's what she said." Don't even know where that come from, if it was the internet or not. I think I've seen it on YouTube on some of the YouTube channels that they watch. It's a really weird journey, YouTube, because growing up, obviously, of a certain age where we didn't have all these TV channels, and you're talking thousands these days, and majority of the time in our house, YouTube is on. We very, extremely rarely. I mean, if something like Britain's Got Talent's on, we might watch something like that, but the actual TV, we very rarely watch. Um, so YouTube's on all the time, and it annoyed me for a while, and then I'd sort of gone, I'll just put up with it. This is what, and it's sort of gone to the point now where there's just nothing else on tele apart from YouTube. So I thought, well, why not lean into that? And I've always enjoyed being creative, so I thought, well, why don't I give it a try? And that's when the ideas started spanning. That was probably about 4 years ago. And I started doing little videos and stuff of unboxings and products that I did and built them up over time. And now I've got loads of them that need editing and pretty poor quality. So I have to do a lot of editing to bring them to a state where they could actually be shown onto YouTube. Send you my Stream Deck so you can trigger a voice file when you press the button. Do you know what? I was actually looking at them Stream Decks. Because the thing that I liked about OBS is you can have different transition screens and different because I know during a live stream I'm going to get interrupted either by the kids coming home or someone at the door or me just needing to, if I remember, to go to the toilet or whatever it is. So I wanted to put something like "be right back" or more likely to put "technical issues," something like that, knowing my luck with technology. But the Stream Deck, you can just press the buttons from what I can see. But again, it's another thing I have to learn, and I struggle learning technology as it is. Never used to. Used to be really good at learning everything about technology, but then it got complicated. That's in college. I did computer studies and technology, business and technology and stuff like that, but I wouldn't even think about doing them type of things these days. I was actually called a whiz kid when I was younger. Don't know what happened. I think the whiz fell out. There's a new one that I've seen as well. I don't know if it's just like a fad or just something. I can't remember the name of it, but there's a new like rival to the Stream Deck that's come out. It's supposed to have a lot more options, but I like using something that's been tried and tested by others. And Stream Deck is the one that seems to come up quite a lot. So I might look for one of the mini ones. I think it was someone like vidIQ or something like that did a video a while ago, and they look quite interesting. But I wasn't at the point of even thinking of having something like that. Never mind actually using one. Yesterday when I did the big live stream, I was able to actually get up. Oh, for God's sake, I was able to view on the screen how many viewers, commenters, or chats was in the live stream. But today I'm not able to view that. It's gonna say get it up, but the thing I had trouble with today was that the chat box wasn't coming up, and it was because it was set to children's mode. It automatically set made for kids, so the chat box was restricted. I don't know why it automatically puts it like that, but that's the reason why I couldn't actually continue live streaming the first time I set it up today, because the chat box wasn't there and I wanted to chat with people. Someone's done something wrong with these colours. They're not in the right order. I think it's because I've cobalt blue greenish. That was that one that was over here, I think. Yeah. So they need sliding over. You have a Stream Deck Mini. I don't use it anymore as I don't stream because it takes up too much mental bandwidth. So instead of paying out 80 quid for one, you can have it mine for 30 if you want. Um, that's a really, really good offer, and I probably will do, but not straight away. Not straight away because I don't have the mental capacity to even start. If I have a product, I want to use it straight away, and I know for a fact at the minute I don't have the right mind for it. But if you remind me in a month or so, if you're still hanging around, then I probably will do. That's not really got a good sharp on it. This is a great pencil sharpener, the best one I've ever used. When she puts it in properly. Oh, for God's sake. Don't want to take too much off it. There we go, what I'll do for now. When I'm doing really fine detail, that pencil sharpener takes this to such a fine point, but whilst I'm doing this, I just want to keep it a little bit rounded. Because like these polychromos are quite hard. Oh, for God's sake. These pencils have a hard colour barrel. I'm trying to find it. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find ways to say things without saying the wrong thing. And I can hear myself in my own brain going, nope, that's not what you should be saying. But at least with viewers like yourself, Tam, we can just have a giggle about it. I'm hoping that Amanda drops in one of my lives one day so we can have a bit of a giggle. Because when I'm in her lives, I can't type very fast. And I really want to say loads of things, whereas when you're actually doing the lives yourself, you can say more and you can reply in a better way or come up with new words that she could have said differently. But when it's yourself doing it, it's a totally different thing. Now, I don't know if it's just because this is the first pencil that I sharpened out of this set because I've just used them as they are. But this is actually feeling a lot easier to lay down than all the others. So whether it had a coating on it, I never thought. What time are we on? I have children coming home in about 5-10 minutes, so I will be wrapping up in about 5-10 minutes. Because they have all my attention. I can't even see if there's anybody sort of lurking in the background. You should set up a live stream with a panel on it. I've only just set up a live stream for myself. If she wants to set one up, then fine. But I've got no chance. I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, I've seen these panel ones and they look really good. You two are brilliant together. Yeah, I think we would bounce off each other quite well. She's a very funny, witty lady, and I quite enjoy her streams. Same with Crafty Witch. There's just that bit of banter there that you enjoy. You need to have a bit of a laugh. Not so much now because the kids are a bit older, but for years and years, not having that kind of adult conversation. Not adult as in like being really filthy, but just that kind of children. Okay, it looks like I'm going to have to wrap it up a bit earlier than I thought because I've just heard the door go and I know they're going to knock on the door. I want to come in. So I'm going to leave it there for today, but I really, really appreciate you coming in and chatting to me, Tam. Hopefully, you'll catch me on another live stream, and I will definitely check out some of your videos today and have a look through them. And if you've got a playlist, I don't even mind having a playlist running in the background if you just want me to help you build up any hours. I do that quite a lot with other people. I may even come out to stream in retirement to make an old lady scream that yay. Sounds good to me. Alright. Right. I've just had my son knock on the door, so I'm gonna head off. I appreciate you coming, and if you are looking in the background or you are watching this on the replay, please give everything a thumbs up, and if you've not subscribed already, we'd really appreciate that. Come back and have some fun in the future. Alright guys, thank you very much. Bye Tam.